I'm not donating to you. I like that music coming in. Nice little guitar. I can't say I'm a fan of rodents. I think I think it's a bit different though if you see like a mouse in a cage compared to a giant rat coming out of your floorboard, you know? Covered in some feces. Oh my god, didn't save.
That's no secret.
I mean, it's like cockroaches. Like, if you just looked at a cockroach singularly, it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, but if you see one coming out of your floorboard, it usually means that bad tidings for you. Not a good sign to see. It just didn't attack me for some reason. Okay. More focused on eating that body. Roaches are gross, but I think it's the same with rats, you know, like when you see one in your house, you're like, oh shit, I have a fucking problem that I'm now gonna have to deal with. Just something like you don't really ever want to see unless you want to actually see a mouse, you know, or a rat. This. How did he hit me? He's hitting me as I'm hitting him. It's not even... That's lame. Okay. Taking on the chin. Go again. He's very good at hitting me exactly when I hit him. Also, his hitbox is a bit bigger than it actually looks.
Nothing to be had there.
Yeah, I mean, if you showed me like a little tiny mouse running on a wheel in somebody's like, you know, bedroom in a cage, I might think it was cute. But if I saw a fucking big ass rat like in my backyard or coming out of my floorboards or something, just in the middle of the night in the pitch darkness, skirting around, yeah, I'd probably freak the fuck out. Okay, dude. These things, the way they hit is crazy. He did that much damage to me.
Nothing there.
He hit me like twice, or he hit me once. Shit's wild, dude. Oh. They're surrounding me? They're surrounding me? They're cheating? They're using the gameplay mechanics to their advantage? They're cheating? If I have enough motherfucker. It depends on how big the spider is, I think. If I see a little spider that's made a web up in the corner of, like, one of the rooms, yeah, it's not really gonna scare me. I'd just be happy that it's gonna get rid of all the little gnats that are in my house. Little bugs. But if I saw, like, a giant tarantula crawling across my floor, I might Just burnt my house down at that point. I might be inclined to just never live there again, personally. Also, like, some of those spiders, we have one around here called an orb weaver. It's like giant and orange red that sometimes you'll just find on a tree. And it's like the fucking creepiest thing I've ever seen. And you just look up in a tree or look up on your above your door, and it's just like giant, hand-sized orange red spider that has this massive web. My God, where's Milton? Milton?
Welcome to the
Pedro?
monastery of Innos, stranger.
Who?
I am Brother Pedro, a humble servant of Innos and the warder of the gate to the holy monastery. What is it you require?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times that I've unfortunately been in this house and then just had like a spider just crawling on me all of a sudden, it's happened more times than I care to admit. It's happened when I've been in bed before, where I've just been like, I had my laptop or my phone or something, and I was just sitting in bed, and all of a sudden I see out of the corner of my eye a spider that had just crawled from the ceiling on its little web, and it was just falling on me. I've had one on me before. That and ants tend to just like invade your home. Ants aren't as bad, but when you just suddenly look down and you just see a bunch of ants crawling on you out of nowhere, it's kind of freaky.
I've got this statuette here. I think they're missing it in the monastery.
Well, under these truly exceptional circumstances...
I didn't even say I wanted to become a novice. What do you mean? I was just gonna give you the statue.
I want to enter the monastery.
Only the servants of Innos are allowed to enter the
Oh.
monastery. If you want to pray to Innos...
So do I have to?
What do I have?
If you want to be accepted into the Brotherhood and consider, you cannot...
Okay.
What are the rules you live by?
Innos is the god of truth and justice, and thus we may never lie or commit a crime.
I've done both.
Should you transgress against a brother of the community or steal
I'm a
out
literal
item,
criminal?
you will pay a penalty for it. Innos is also the god of law and fire. As a novice, you must show obedience and respect to all magicians of fire.
I obey no
I
one.
see.
Furthermore, it is the duty of a novice to carry out all the work in the monastery for the good of the community.
That sounds like a.
If you are
That sounds like community
prepared to follow
service.
these rules
I've never done that
and
before.
to Innos, we are willing to accept you into our monastery as a novice.
I want to become a novice.
Is that really what you wish to do? For you must know that there will be no turning back for you then.
Sure.
Yes, I want to dedicate my
I
life
just
to
want
the
to learn
service of Innos.
magic.
Then be welcome, brother. I give to you the key to the monastery.
I'm not from Australia. I'm from the U.S. I'm just from down
It is up
south.
to you to open the gate and
I'm from
step. You are now a novice.
I'm from the
Wear
south.
this robe as
From,
a sign that you are
from the
now a member of
backwoods,
this
from the
brotherhood.
Appalachian Mountains.
When you are in the monastery, go to Parlin. He'll see to your needs from now
We
on.
got some
Will my
monsters down
transgressions be
here.
forgiven now?
Not yet. Speak to Master Parlin. He will bless you and wash you clean of your sins.
I didn't pay attention to anything he just said. What?
Been there, done that.
Welcome, new novice. I am Parlin,
I am...
a novice. It is not important who you were before.
Okay.
Now you
Kind of
are a
rude, but
servant
okay.
of Innos.
Nobody wants
That
to
is
know.
all that matters.
I mean, wouldn't you at least like to have my name to refer to me by?
His transgressions will be forgiven. May Innos bless this man who places his life in his service. And while wash away his
Tell me
sins.
that isn't true.
And now?
First, you will fulfill the
Do you really
duties
think?
of a novice. You will work and serve the Brotherhood.
away with
Take
that?
your tribute to Gorax at the monastery at once. He will handle
I
it
don't have
further.
enough
When you have
problems.
done that, we shall speak about your work here in the
Had to
monastery.
happen sooner or later. That's totally obvious.
I'm looking for the Eye of
I'm looking
Innos.
for the Eye of Innos.
It had to
I
happen
don't know
sooner
who
or
told
later.
you about that, but the divine artifact
ever gonna
is not
change that?
accessible to anyone.
Where is the Eye of
You don't
Innos
have to
kept?
tell me that.
The fewer people know this secret, the better it is
Anything's
protected.
possible.
Seek for it, and you will not find it.
Tell me that isn't true.
Okay.
Do you really think?
Not really concerned about that right now, anyway. Yeah, visiting the U.S. is
Tell me
I
that.
mean, obviously, because the U.S. is so fucking big.
That only
It's basically going from one state to another is like going to another
I
country.
used to say that myself.
Completely different. Different laws, different rules. It really depends on what you want to achieve. If you're just looking for fun, you know, the West Coast is always nice. If you're looking for a real American experience, I mean, down where I am is probably the best bet, down south. But that's not going to be very pleasant. Check the greatest country. Greatest warmongers indeed.
As if I don't have enough.
Definitely killed a lot of people to get where we are.
Your clothing is not appropriate for our order.
Been some. So okay. Keep pressing the wrong button. So.
That's totally obvious.
Please,
I've got no
anybody have anything to say to me?
Why aren't you wearing the clothing of our order? Go and think
Why
about
don't you like calm down? Okay, I've been here for all of 5
You
seconds.
don't have to ask me that.
I don't like. There hasn't been enough time to get
No one can
dressed.
tell me that.
Okay.
Hey,
That's totally obvious.
tell me about
All right. The Eye of Innos contains a part of the divine.
You want to feel like you're standing on Mars? Go to
Only one chosen servant of Innos.
Great
is permitted to
Plains.
bear the amulet. It was
Nobody ever
created to
asks.
protect us from the powers of evil when the time comes.
Innos deals out fair punishment.
Very hot places.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Hot,
I'm staying.
plainy area. Probably be like Alabama or something.
You can't go on like this forever.
I mean, the West Coast is also very hot. California. But it's like, that's hot beaches, not hot sand.
Nothing's
You know,
ever gonna
desert-ish
change.
areas. I mean, more towards New Mexico and
You have to feel sorry
Texas.
for the poor guy.
Can't rely
I'm on the center east of the U.S., so it's like,
That'll only cause more.
in terms of weather, it's right down the middle. We get all 4 seasons here, pretty nice. I live close enough to a big town where I can get like food delivered to me, like at a decent time. But we also live far enough away that it's very limited. Florida's nice. Florida's nice if you're older. Like it's, I mean, you understand once you go there. Like we used to take, my family used to take yearly like spring break trips to Florida just to stay there for a day or two and like be on the beach.
That's the truth.
And it's nice. It's a, you know, for where I am, it's about a 14-hour drive straight from where we used to vacation to where I am, to where I live.
As if I don't have.
So you'd have to drive for about 14 hours straight,
Same
one shot it.
all over.
But
As if I don't have.
it's nice enough. But when you get there, you understand like what kind of a place it is very quickly. It's basically like 90% very old, racist white people. It's like it's definitely it's almost its own country. It's not really like anything else in the US. It's very unique,
If I don't have enough problems.
and it's slowly falling underwater. So,
That's the truth.
you know, if you want to see it, now is probably the time.
Nothing's ever
Just
gonna change.
I would never go there during the
No time for things.
summer months because of traffic and the typhoons and
Nothing's ever gonna change.
whatnot. They had another hurricane there just a few months ago.
Staying out of it.
What was I doing?
You already
I
know.
keep getting distracted. Can I serve the community?
How can I serve the community?
That'll never change.
First, you will fulfill the duties of a novice.
So it says in the scriptures.
You will work and serve the Brotherhood. Take your
That was
tribute to
no big
Gorax at the
deal.
monastery. When you have done that,
Those are all just rumors.
So, did he give me an outfit or something to wear? Is that what it was?
Secret.
Yeah, okay, that's why. So, novice's robe.
Before.
Now, will you talk to me?
What do you want?
Can't rely on that.
Florida's a fun place to visit for like a week, I would say. But then, once you're there for a little bit, you start to realize, like, the walls are closing in on you. You might be going insane,
Can I be of assistance to you?
and you might die if you stay there very long. I can't focus on like more than one topic at once. My brain, I take pills to help my ADHD, but it's very hard for me to like stick to one thing and then keep track.
Here, I've got the statuette that Daron was supposed to bring to the monastery.
It is truly embarrassing that such a valuable piece is brought to us by an aspiring novice.
Not really.
Nevertheless, this confirms your commitment to serve Enos. I'm very obliged to you, young novice.
Really, it just was to get out of paying $1,000, but
What's
you know.
your task here?
My
Yeah.
tasks are many and varied. Not only am I the steward, but
Why
I'm
is he
also the
glowing?
treasurer.
Why is he like
Moreover,
shiny?
I supervise the wine cellar, and I'm in control of the
Must be the wine,
monastery's
then.
food supplies. So, if there's anything you need, you can always come to me and get it. For a modest contribution, that is.
I had a similar experience. I never wanted to get tested, but eventually I just had to go to for differing reasons. Like when I got into college, my anxiety started to get so bad that I literally couldn't go to school. So I sort of had to go to a psychiatrist at that point because it was affecting my actual living.
That's nothing new.
And it was initially for anxiety, but then, you know, going there after a few years, you start to understand other aspects of yourself, like being on the spectrum, and then that leads to getting those issues sort of mitigated in other ways.
That will never change.
It's a scary leap to take, but it definitely is. My quality of life is way better. It's God, man, my anxiety was getting so bad that I wasn't living for a few days, there would just be days of the week where I would just stay in bed and not do anything because I would think I was like, I would think I was dying. It just felt like I was constantly
You know what I think.
struggling to just get out of bed,
I couldn't care less.
which is a problem that sort of runs in the family.
Fun like this forever.
Yeah, I mean, it was for me. It was like I went to several different places over the course of several months, and then in order to find someone that I sort of liked, and then it's a process of like getting you started on stuff, seeing what you test for. And medicine itself is also expensive. So at least in the U.S., if you don't have health care, then it's like a whole other fucking issue.
Happen sooner or later.
It's definitely a process.
I'm staying out of it.
I'm lucky enough that I have health insurance, so I can at least afford to have the medication. Because if I didn't have like the insurance and stuff I have, just the medication that I take on a daily basis would have cost me like, fuck, in terms of US dollars, it would cost me like over $1,000. But instead it cost me like 100. Massive difference.
No idea. You tell me. Anything's possible.
And going to the actual psychiatrist visits, it's like $40 as compared to $280 without insurance. It's like such a massive difference because the way healthcare is here.
Tell you.
If I didn't have healthcare, I wouldn't even bother because it'd just be too expensive. I just have to live through it, suffer with it.
You should have known better.
Tell me that isn't true.
How can I serve the community?
Could have told you that.
Speak to
Yeah.
the other magicians. They will give you tasks. I will oversee your work.
Yeah,
and
free
fulfill
healthcare.
your duties adequately.
Always gonna be an issue here, because no one seems to want to agree on what to do.
The word of Innos.
Long, rocky.
Everyone agrees it's a problem, no one agrees on the solution. And so we all suffer.
He wants to know.
Race Nation.
That's totally obvious.
You have an assignment?
Do you have an assignment for me?
Yes, there is indeed something you can do for the community. The novices' chambers could do with a good sweeping. Take
Got
care
me
of that.
Russian
That will take
floors?
Then you'd better start
That's
right
just what I
away,
said.
hadn't you?
Kidding me, dude?
It was his decision, wasn't it?
How can I learn the art of magic?
You are not here to
He
receive
ever
the
asked
gift of
me.
magic. You are here to serve Innos.
No
But I
idea.
can
All
show
right.
you how to increase your magic power.
You should have known better.
Been there, done that.
You don't have to ask me that.
I need to talk to the leader of the paladins.
Lord Hagen does not receive
You
novices.
should have known better.
Only we magicians are permitted to see him.
And there's more, believe
How about you take can I write him a note and you can just take it to him for me?
Heard about this before.
See if he thinks it's important enough to fucking get off his dumb ass?